Welcome to the Plan Lifetime Assistance Network of Massachusetts and Rhode Island support session, Plan for the Holidays, Exploring New and Cherished Traditions. My name is Kathy Vitello, and I am the Director of Operations here at Plan. We are delighted to have you join us this evening and hope to make the holidays a little brighter and perhaps a little less stressful for everybody during this challenging time. For those of you who are unfamiliar with Plan, we are a nonprofit organization that serves as a trustee for a special needs trust. As part of our trust services, we have service coordinators on staff who are all licensed social workers. Each beneficiary and their support person is assigned to a service coordinator who will work with them during the life of the trust. A few housekeeping items before we begin. As an attendee, everyone joining us on this virtual event is muted and the camera is turned off. I will be moderating the questions and answers in writing during the presentation. Please refrain from sharing any personal information that might compromise you personally or professionally. If you have a specific question that you would like answered individually, please feel free to send us an email at info@planofma-ri.org or to your individual service coordinator, or you can call 888-890-7526. Later on, we will introduce our Plan service coordinators, with whom you've most likely had some contact, but if not, you'll be able to connect the face with a name, and we are all pleased to meet you. Please be aware that this session is being recorded for training and outreach purposes. The views expressed tonight are those solely of the presenters and are intended for educational purposes and not to replace independent professional judgment. Please feel free to share with your family and friends, as this session will be recorded and you can view it again later on. At this time, I'd like to take the pleasure of introducing Julia, who will begin our session.
All right. Thank you so much, Kathy. So my name is Julia, and I'm going to speak a little bit about rituals, the importance of them, what ambiguous loss, and what grief limbo is. So to start off, rituals not only create a sense of unity, but they also bond us to each other. Rituals are a very important part of the everyday human experience. If your rituals involve more than one person, more than yourself, then it could act as a bonding routine for everyone involved, because it creates those special moments out of those ordinary moments. For example, I look forward to making my French press coffee every morning. That's a ritual I created with myself. And even though it only involves ordinary moments like making coffee, it makes the morning meaningful for me. Rituals also make us feel as if we're part of something larger than ourselves. So if your ritual starts off with maybe just you and one other person watching TV together, maybe it turns into a whole friend hangout every single week. So rituals can really build on themselves and can create a big picture moment out of one little moment. Rituals also mark the passage of time. They do this because they provide a sense of closure for you. This can be done with something as small as putting on work clothes in the morning and then putting on pajamas at night. That change in clothes, that small ritual of changing provides that sense that, I'm starting my workday, I'm putting on my best attitude, and then at night when I'm putting on those pajamas, I can kind of let myself relax a little bit. So when we don't have those nailed down rituals anymore, like we do in times of COVID, the lines can become a little bit blurred, especially when talking about closure. So I'm going to talk about ambiguous loss. So ambiguous loss is when you lose someone or something without completely losing them. And this is kind of what I was touching on earlier. So when we are able to complete our rituals that we're used to the full potential, we don't lose them completely, but we lose what they used to be. Another example of ambiguous loss is if somebody is in jail, or maybe they moved really far away. or even now, we can see people, but it's mostly through video chat, text message, phone call. So we're not able to have that same sense of physical closeness as we used to. It also means that traditions and events are different this year. That's kind of what we're going to touch on later on in this support session. We're going to have lots of great ideas for different rituals and different traditions that you can kind of adapt that can still work in times of COVID and making sure everything is safe. But we do want to remind you first that it is okay to mourn this loss. We call this mourning grief limbo. So there's no set end in sight for COVID or for going back to what we used to call normal. And when there's no distinct end in sight, we kind of get into this automated state. We just go through the motions of the day. So we call that grief limbo. And we wanted to give you some strategies and some tips for coping with this. So first off, with ambiguous loss and grief limbo, it's important to recognize that this loss is still a loss, and it is completely valid to feel grief over this loss. Even if you haven't necessarily lost a person, maybe you have lost the feeling of hugging someone, or maybe if you haven't lost the ability to have dinner with your family, maybe you've lost the ability to have dinner with your friends. It's a loss no matter what it feels like. It's also okay to talk about this loss. A lot of people, most people, I would say, right now are experiencing some type of loss. And so we can use this to talk to each other. We can use this as a bonding point for all of us because we are all going through some similar emotions and some feelings. One way or another way to help with this loss is journaling. You'll hear this come up a couple times throughout the presentation. That's because it can be very, very helpful. Journaling can help get your thoughts out of your head and onto paper. So if a thought is going on in your head over and over and over, maybe you just need to write it down to get it out and onto paper. Some example prompts include, I really miss X, Y, and Z, or I am feeling X, Y, and Z, or a happy memory I like to look back on is X, Y, and Z. Another strategy we like to encourage is for you to find new rituals for yourself. So we're going to offer a lot of examples of this, but this can be something very small. Maybe you want to dress up for one day per week, or maybe you want to try a new hairstyle every day. Really, no matter how small it is, it can definitely be very helpful. We also want to try to look at this, at what we're all going through as a unifying moment. We're all experiencing something very similar, as I mentioned before. So we can definitely use this as a talking point and as a bonding point. And that's all I have for you today. So I'm going to pass it on to Lindsay, who will start with some self-gratitude and then give you some ideas. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Julia. So when thinking about mindset, it is helpful to think of the problem and then think about how we can change our mind about the problem. Then you're able to fix your mindset and grow from that change. Ultimately, you get an innovation mindset. And all this means is that you have completely changed your view on the problem and you're thinking about it in a better situation. So, an example that we've used is that there are too many problems caused by COVID-19, and that's a problem thought. So, a fixed mindset is that the problems are just too big to be solved and that you can't help the problem. But then a growth mindset would be I can help solve problems if I work hard and then learn from others. And then an innovation mindset just ends with I can design a solution to a problem that's caused by COVID-19, whether it be you're sad about not having to go to work or some other thing that's different that we're not used to. Next is a self-care wheel. This just means that you're taking action to take care of and improve your own health. Both physical and mental health is so important, especially in this time. It's also important to remember that practicing self-care doesn't mean that you're being selfish at all. It just means that you're being mindful of your own needs so that you can ultimately take care of others, whether it even be yourself. A personal story I'd like to add in was a friend of mine told me years ago that if you were on a plane and the pilot told you to put your oxygen on and you're with your child, you would put yours on first, not your child's. You would want to, but you have to take care of yourself in order to take care of someone else. And that's just kind of extreme example, but it's an example of self-care. So taking care of you so you can take care of others. Next is trying to stick with healthy habits. Um, Getting enough sleep, exercising if you can, yoga, walks, jogging are all really beneficial to feeling like you're in a healthy habit. Deep breathing and meditation are also really helpful when you feel like you could be out of control or just trying to stay healthy in a time where you feel like there's nothing going on. Relaxation. This just means you can tighten your feet muscles as much as you can and then relax them. You can do this to all the muscles going up your body. Tighten and relax them all the way to your face. And you can finish off by just tightening and loosening up your face. And this actually can reduce stress and anxiety when you're feeling overwhelmed. You can just squeeze and let go of the muscles. Another trick is the Nam yoga hand trick. And for this, you apply pressure to the space between your second and third knuckle on your hand. When you apply the pressure, it creates a sense of calm. It does this by activating a nerve that loosens the area around your heart. So when you get that fluttery, anxious feeling in your stomach and chest, it may actually decrease that feeling. Just the feeling of anxiety that builds up sometimes. So doing this trick may help you with that. Another idea is called coloring meditation. So if you don't have access to a coloring book or you just can't get to the store, an idea could be you could trace different objects on a piece of paper with a pencil. You can use different things like cups, containers, boxes, make all different designs. Um, and then you can just color them in with colored pencils, crayons. I mean, you could use anything, highlighters. Um, Put some music on in the background and just relax. It's a nice way of just kind of forgetting about everything going on around you and just color and get in the motion of it. Another is to make time for yourself. It is so important to make time for yourself. It can be so overwhelming right now. And making sure that your mind and body are healthy and your priority is what is important. Allow yourself time to refresh, reboot yourself. If you need to just sit down, watch a show or a movie, take a relaxing bath or shower just by yourself, tune everything out, write in a journal, try a different craft. These are all different ideas that you could use to just make time for you, um, and no one else around you. Just alone time is important. Try to keep up with a daily routine. And this just says it's okay to have lazy days, days where we don't feel like getting up and getting dressed. We don't have to go to work if we're working remotely. So that's okay to have those days. But however, it can make you feel good to follow a routine. It gives you a sense of focus and control. So if you wake up with an alarm clock pre-COVID when you went to your job, still set your alarm clock, wake up. If you used to go to a gym, do a home workout, keep up with a certain routine, even if you have nowhere to go during the day. It does make you feel better. Um, and it's important for our mental health to feel like we have something going on. We have a next step to take. We're not just feeling like we're just home and we can't leave and we're doing nothing. We can still keep up with our daily routines. It's very important for our mental health. Staying connected is also extremely important. It's common to feel isolated during the times of being alone, social distancing, and it's important to stay connected with all the loved ones that we have, family, friends. Here are some ideas that you could do. You could schedule a daily or weekly phone call or video call with family or friends. FaceTime, there are different other video calls, Zoom. You could write letters to family and friends, which is a cool idea. You could even start like a pen pal and write all year long. Just doesn't have to be around the holidays. Send pictures and coloring pages and just make it fun. You could play virtual games with one another. So you could, I know there's word searches and different things you can get competitive with family and friends on these apps, if you have a smartphone or an iPad or a tablet. They actually can get pretty fun. And remember that asking for help is always okay. It's okay to feel like you may need support in this time. If you want to, you can seek out communities, religious or other social events, and different things in your community. There are many websites, online support groups, and virtual events that you could attend and sign up for that may help you just feel like you're not so alone. These can provide support and companionship for yourself. Many therapists are also providing telehealth appointments, and it's okay to reach out to try to find a therapist if need be. You can video chat with a trusted loved one. That's another idea. Feeling like you just want to vent and tell someone that you're frustrated, or it's okay to feel scared and out of control and frustrated in this time. And it's okay to ask for help. Lastly is a gratitude list, and this can be really important. Feeling like things are out of control, helping make a list of all the things that you're actually thankful for, even when you feel like you're not thankful. Looking at good can sometimes make the bad seem less bad. Allow yourself to visually see how many things you have to be thankful for. It can help you put yourself into a better, more positive mindset, feeling like everything isn't so bad. Now, Rebecca, I'll turn it over to you.
All right, thank you, Lindsay. Next up, we're going to talk about traditions and rituals. So, as the holidays are approaching, it might help to lift your spirits to keep with certain holiday traditions. So, obviously, with COVID, some traditions aren't doable, but some might still be, and some might need just some altering. So, when talking about traditions and loss, sometimes it can be really painful to fulfill certain traditions without the loved ones that you shared them with. And this can sometimes make a loved one's absence more painful to do those traditions. So sometimes it can be really helpful to try out a new tradition that wasn't shared with that loved one. Obviously, we can't share the holidays with a lot of our loved ones this year, maybe, so it could be helpful to try out some new traditions to brighten your mood. So you can give some thought to if you think this is right for you or not. So one idea that we came up with for a tradition is a holiday recipe party over video chat. So cooking together is a holiday tradition for a lot of families. And if you can't gather with your family this year, you could always try to cook together over video chat. So you could even try making the same recipe at the same time. And if you wanted to, and if you're comfortable, you could even swap the dishes you made by safely dropping them off to each other. Another idea we had is cookie exchange. So for this, you could buy or make cookies. You can decorate them however you like, maybe holiday themed. And just like the holiday recipe party that we were just talking about, you could, if you're comfortable, drop the cookies off to your family and friends. You could even organize this into a cookie swap where everyone gets a person that they're supposed to drop them off to. It's just a nice way to show people that you're thinking about them and, still carry out a tradition. Another idea would be a holiday decoration hunt. So you could go for a drive or a walk to look at holiday decorations. You could even call family or friends and see if they wanted to follow in a car behind you to help you look. You could even make it into a scavenger hunt by trying to find certain decorations. I know my family has done this since I was really little, so it's something that you can definitely do still during COVID. There are even some houses in neighborhoods that have light shows that are synced to music. So you could look some up if there are any in your local community. You can tune your radio into the light show, so that's pretty cool. Another idea is it's called Teleparty, but it's formerly known as Netflix Party. So this would allow you to watch movies or shows in sync with another person. There's even a chat bar where you can send messages to one another, and this could be perfect for watching holiday movies together if you can't physically be together, and just kind of, create a sense of togetherness. As Julia was talking about early, it might be nice maybe if you have grandkids and you can't watch holiday movies with them this year, you could do so with the teleparty. Another idea to possibly lift spirits would be showing gratitude. So you could choose some family or friends to write letters to, and this would just have you take the time to let them know how much they mean to you. And this can be really helpful during this time because a lot of people are feeling down, obviously, maybe from COVID or holidays, different things like that. So taking the time to let someone know how much you love and care about them can be really helpful for them and for you too. And it could be a really nice holiday gift. Another idea is socially distant outdoor gift swap. So obviously a lot of us can't get together with our families for the holidays this year, but we still wanted to do gifts. So one idea is that everyone could bring their presents for one another to an agreed upon location, maybe like a backyard of a loved one or maybe a park, something like that. So everyone could take turns placing their presents in a pile, and then each person can take their turn retrieving presents from the pile that are for them. And then that way you can still see everyone open their presents and have that sense of togetherness. So like I said, maybe not everyone's comfortable with a socially distant gift swap, or maybe that's not doable. So another idea could be to do one over video chat. So you could mail your gifts to your loved ones. They could mail you presents, and when everyone has them, whatever holiday you celebrate, whatever day you want to open them, you could set up something like a Zoom call so that you can all open the gifts together and talk about them, see each other, just again create that togetherness for the holidays. So for Hanukkah, we were thinking that a lot of this could be done over video chat, like we were mentioning. So you could use video chat to have a candle lighting. You could even create an invitation for your meeting and write up an itinerary for it. So for example, the first 5 minutes could be for blessings, then lightings, and then the songs. And you could even share your favorite Hanukkah memories with your loved ones. And you could share what you're looking forward to for next Hanukkah. We have inserted a link to a virtual dreidel game that could be really fun. The link is for abcya.com, and it's a game called Hanukkah Dreidel. So to talk about Kwanzaa, so Kwanzaa traditions could be done over video chat as well. So each day of Kwanzaa corresponds with a different principle to celebrate, and you could have a video call each day with loved ones during your candle lighting and have a discussion about that principle for the day. You could even decorate the space behind you during the calls with the traditional colors of black, red, and green. You could even record these performances to share with loved ones. If maybe they can't be on for the video chat, you could record them. And another tradition, like we were mentioning earlier, is you could drop those traditional foods that are associated with the holiday off to the homes of loved ones, or organize it into a food swap. So some other holiday ideas for winter solstice, there's a Yule log burning for 12 days, and there's also a releasing ceremony. So for the releasing ceremony, you write down on a piece of paper what it is that you would like to release, and you burn it. So this Yule log burning and releasing ceremony, these are things that if you wanted to share them with loved ones that can't physically be with you, you could always do it over Zoom or record yourself doing it, different things like that. Another holiday that we want to talk about is Los Pasados. So there's a traditional song associated with this holiday, and also a Bible reading and prayer. And then on each of the 9 nights of the holiday, a different quality is meditated upon. And there's food and drinks and piñatas. So obviously with all the other holidays, because of COVID, we maybe can't be together, but these are all things that you could either record or send things to each other, or do it over Zoom meetings, different things like that, just to feel together and still share those holiday traditions. So another holiday is Diwali. So something associated with this holiday is shopping. And obviously a lot of people can't do that right now. But you could always online shop, and you could even online shop at the same time as someone while on Zoom or FaceTime, any kind of video chat like that. And then there are traditional sweets associated with this holiday, so you could still make those, like the ideas we mentioned earlier, maybe make those over video chat with loved ones, so that way you can cook and bake together, or drop them off at each other's houses, things like that. And gifts can be open video chat or a socially distant outdoor gift swap, like we mentioned earlier. Another holiday that we want to talk about is Chinese New Year. So something with this holiday is that you usually decorate with red. It's the color of luck, so this can obviously still be done. Something else associated with this holiday is reunion dinner, which is very important. So if you can't gather together, you could always do this via Zoom, or like we mentioned, drop food at each other's houses, different things like that. then gifts in the red envelopes that are associated with this holiday could maybe be exchanged by mail, or you could safely drop them off at each other's homes, things like that. So another way to feel together during this holiday season could be playing some games over video chat. So there's a game that we found. It's called Family Time, and it's available for purchase on Amazon. It has 50 questions to inspire great family conversations, but even if you didn't want to buy the game, you could actually just make up your own form of it, because really the purpose of it is to ask your family members, things you've always wanted to know, learn more about them. You can ask things like what inspires them, what motivates them, what are their favorite childhood memories, what are their favorite holiday memories, different things like that. It's just about taking the time to really ask those questions that maybe we've never asked before, and get to know one another better. Another idea is sending holiday cards. So sending holiday cards to loved ones is a nice way to connect and show that you're thinking of each other. You could also look up local communities in your area, like hospitals, shelters, see if you can send cards to soldiers, different things like that. So sometimes doing something nice for others and lifting their spirits can also lift yours as well. And now I'm going to turn it over to Kathy.
I'd like to thank our great presenters, and now I would like to introduce you to your service coordinators.
Hi, my name is Ellen Harnan. I'm a service coordinator and licensed social worker. I've been here at Plan of Massachusetts and Rhode Island since April of 2020. It's a pleasure to meet you, and I look forward to helping you with your trust. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Jean Brisson. I am a service coordinator with Plan of Massachusetts and Rhode Island. I am a licensed social worker. I have been with Plan for about 7 years. It'll be 7 years in April. I am happy to meet you, and I look forward to working with you and helping you with your trust needs.
Hello, my name is John Scott, and I'm a service coordinator here at Plan of Massachusetts and Rhode Island. I've been with Plan for 5.5 years, and I'm happy to assist you with your trust in the future. Thank you, and happy holidays.
Hi, I'm Valerie Vernon. I'm service coordinator here at Plan. I've been here for 2.5 years, and I enjoy my job very much. I enjoy helping people with their trust, and feel free to call me anytime you need anything. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
So thank you to all the service coordinators. I'm Julia, I'm back again. I'm just going to read a closing poem for everyone. If the holidays are hard, if you've lost someone dear, just look in your heart and you'll know they're still here. The star in the sky, the light falling snow, the robin outside, it seems like they know. If this is a time when you're struggling through, just do what you can, for what matters is you. There's no need to be merry, there's no need to be bright. Just do what you can, it will all be all right. Thank you so much, and I'm going to send it over to Kathy one more time.
I'd like to thank everyone for joining us this evening. I hope you found this helpful. And if you have any other further questions or you want more information, please feel free to reach out. Again, that's info, I-N-F-O, at plan, P-L-A-N, of ma-ri.org, or call 888-890-7526. On behalf of Joan McGrath and the rest of the team at Plan, we wish you all a safe and healthy new year. Thank you.